Good morning and welcome back to this week's vlog. I'm just in the car on the way up to Stansted. I'm travelling over to West Island today, Knock Airport. So I've got a couple of meetings planned at the Irish office over the next couple of days. So more change this week, unfortunately. On the diabetes front, my basal rates are all too strong. This is probably because I've been adjusting them to cope with the lack of activity and being ill over the last couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks really. So I found that I'm a lot more sensitive, so I've been trying to adjust the basal rates on the fly this week. However, I'm probably gonna have to do some fasting testing just to see exactly what's going on, because I'm sort of up and down, quite turbulent at the moment, and I'm pretty sure I've got an abscess on my tooth. So last night I called 111 to try and get an emergency appointment. Unfortunately I didn't get through. I actually got a call back at around 2 o'clock in the morning. So obviously I didn't answer it because I was sleeping, but I've just stocked up on ibuprofen and paracetamol, so I'm hoping it will be okay until I get back on Friday and hopefully get an emergency appointment at my dentist. It's starting to throb a little bit, and I actually had an abscess on the same tooth when I was younger, so I know exactly what it feels like when it starts off. So at the moment it's not too bad, it's bearable, but I'm just conscious of the fact that it can get sore quite quickly, so fingers crossed I'm okay over the next couple of days. Good morning. So yesterday I made it to the office okay in Sligo. A few beers went down last night, so sugar levels were actually much better the second half of yesterday. This morning, the morning started off pretty up and down, but they got more stable during the day. So hopefully this morning I don't have them highs. So the APS overnight, the APS sort of kept me in range, but the basal rates are too strong because I'm sort of negative insulin and bald, so that means that the loop was suspending a lot during the night. So just got a day of meetings. Tooth isn't feeling any worse, so that's a good thing, I think. Just got to hopefully it stays, doesn't get any worse till Friday, and then I can get an appointment Friday. So as you can probably tell, I'm back on the watt bike. I managed to get a dentist appointment earlier on, and I've got not an abscess, but I've got an infection in the gum. So I've just been given some amoxicillin, and the dentist thinks that should clear up in a few days. So training has resumed. So I've got a couple of 15-minute efforts, which would probably be the sort of like first sort of structured efforts I've done since post-COVID, really. So just finished my first 15-minute effort with a sprint every 2 or 3 minutes. Noticeably my breathing's definitely restricted still. Just when you sort of digging in a little bit, it's really weird. It's just struggling to get the air in at the same sort of rate, and my heart rate's quite a bit higher for the same sort of effort. So the same really. My legs are feeling pretty good, to be fair. It's just the breathing which is holding back a little bit. Sugar levels were actually perfect, more than perfect, almost like I wasn't diabetic whilst I was in Ireland, which was really surprising. But like my average was sort of, I barely got above 5 or 6 over the 2 days. So I mean, like I say, quite surprised. I thought I was going to be all over the place, but initially I was on the travel day over there, but it's been pretty good. If anything, the basal rates were a bit too strong, but yeah, no, solid couple of days, and now back home and the fluctuations start again. So I'm having a little bit of a spike now. I did tried to copy what I always do by reducing the basal about an hour before, but this time I'm starting to go up. So I've just knocked the basal up to 60%, which will hopefully during the next 30 minutes bring me back down for the end of the workout. So let's see. Literally just stabilised at 11. So I'll probably knock the basal back down now to 40%, just to try and stop me. I don't want to come down too fast now. So I'm at 50% at the minute, which is, yeah, I'm actually missing a basal rate out there, so I don't know what I'll be doing. 5 o'clock's missing. That's me just wrapping things up now. So second set went a lot better than the first in terms of the way I felt. Breathing was still a bit restricted and my heart rate's definitely higher, but I think it's just going to take some time. But as I got into the second effort, I started to feel better, so that's a positive for sure. Tomorrow I've got a couple of hours planned. Going to meet up with the TT legend Sam Feenall. Probably going to be a wet one, so we're just going to do a nice easy loop around the reservoir. Sugar levels ended on 9.4, so the spike wasn't as much as I thought it was going to be, as usual really, with the Libre readings. So I'm just on my way to meet Sam, not far from where I live, only a few minutes down the road, so I'll be there in a couple of minutes. It's looking pretty grim. Probably going to rain, but fingers crossed it doesn't. Blood sugar's going up, but I'm not going to do anything this time. Just going to see what happens over the course of the next 30 minutes or so. Currently at 9.6 and going up according to the Libre app, but as we saw last week, that can change quite quickly, so not going to do anything this week and just play it by and see. So keep my eye on it for the next 30 minutes or so, and then I might have to do a little dose of insulin to bring it back down, but we'll see. over 40 minutes in, and blood sugar's just around 6.2. So I'm going to take on a bit of banana loaf, which is about 15 grams of carbs. Morning. Yeah, so I take just arrived at the reservoir, and it's just started raining. Only light, so. So the rain's coming down quite hard now. Sugar level's still dropping a little bit, so I've just literally had a gel, so that's a banana loaf and a gel, so that something like 40 grams of carbs. So I definitely feel like I'm hypo. We've just stopped because Sam needs to stop for his third piss because he's got a grandad bladder. Up. I haven't seen each other for a while. It's been pretty grim, to be fair. Sort of raining. It rained all round the reservoir, and it's still spitting now, so not a great day weather-wise, but got it done. So on about an hour and 45 minutes now. About 10 minutes from home. Blood sugar's been around 5 millimole, so I didn't hypo in the end, which was good. Just turned the basal back up to 100% again to try and stop any spikes I might get once I stop. So we'll get off to Southend later for some fireworks and some Halloween stuff with the kids, so that'd be fun. Tomorrow I've got a few hours planned. Don't think the weather's going to be too great again tomorrow. I've got something a bit more structured in there tomorrow, so yeah, it'd be interesting. Looking forward to it. So I'm not sure what happened with the post-spike ride. I really did have a post-spike ride today. Got up to around 14 millimole. So I'm not too sure, to be honest. Like I say, I put the basal up as I normally would, and just since I stopped riding, it's just climbed up. So just had a bite to eat, and it's on its way down. So, but it's something I have to work on post ride, because these spikes they're not good. Morning. So today's workout is, I've had to call it off because it's absolutely chucking it down. So just on Zwift today, so I've got 3 hours planned with 3 20-minute tempo blocks and just some 2020s to start off with. So I've just done the 2020s. So I'm just recovering now for the first 20-minute tempo block. Sugar levels 6.8 currently. So I changed my carb ratio this morning. Yesterday I did 1 unit to 22 grams of carbs. This morning I've done 1 unit to 25 to hopefully stop me dropping off low, because I come down pretty quick after about half an hour into yesterday's ride, so hopefully that'll work. However, I've noticed the APS app has been giving some micro boluses at quite large doses. It's like 0.4 every few minutes, so I think in about 45 minutes that's going to have an impact and start to bring my sugar level down, but we'll see. Yeah, so still, so you can sort of combat that sometimes if you set a temporary target, which I did set a temporary target, but I don't think the temporary target was high enough, so I've set the temporary target to 8 now, and now the basal's gone off, whereas before the basal was actually quite high. It was double at 200% rather than what I wanted, a much reduced one. So see how we go during the ride. That session really didn't go to plan, to be honest. Got through the first 20-minute like strength tempo block, but it was a struggle. Then I got set 10 minutes through the second one, and just I've lost a little bit of strength, and through the third one I've only got a couple of minutes through it, so yeah, not too concerned really, but definitely lost a little bit of strength over the last 2 or 3 weeks with, you know, illness and stuff. So, but sometimes you just got to listen to the body, so I'm not going to do the 3 hours as planned. I'm just going to stop at the 2 hours, just reassess really. But definitely I've lost a little bit of strength, like I say, but not overly concerned. It's the winter, so got a nice base to build on. I've got a slightly different plan for after the ride today to try and stop what happened yesterday post ride. So I've just copied a profile and I've just increased the basal rate for a couple of hours after. So it's a bit of guessing, but like most stuff with diabetes, it's a guess, but fingers crossed it works. So we'll see how that goes, fingers crossed. So it's a couple of hours post training and I haven't had any highs today, so I've actually really stabilised really nicely. So that seemed to work quite well, so I'm really happy with what's happened with that. If you've liked this week's video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks a lot and catch you soon.